You know your systems aren't working for you, but you're not sure, should you take a few weeks off and do a big event tidy up? Hi guys, I'm Rachel Milligan from Professional Organiser Tas. Let's have a chat. So you're at that point where you know you want to organise your space, you know your systems aren't working for you, but you're not sure, should you take a few weeks off and do a big event tidy up, or are you going to achieve more by tidying up a little bit by little bit? The answer to this is really going to depend on your circumstances and your resources. So if you have children, for example, then where you might be able to do a really amazing tidy and organise Marie Kondo style over 4 days, it might take more like 8 days, because you are going to need to fill your children's emotional cup even if someone else is generally supervising them and taking care of their needs. It might be that you simply cannot afford to take a break from work, and so you only have access to weekends or 1 day a week in which to do your organising. So I just wanted to speak on a couple of the options. Obviously the big event, you can really make that something special and take time with some relaxing music to do your visioning, and if you have a household, discuss with them how they feel that things should look when the organising is done. To set your priorities together, it might be that you're doing one set of activities, but that when you dare to dream that you discover that it's other activities that are at your top of priorities that you'd really like to do. And all of that will influence how you organise your space. So if you can manage it to take off 4 days or even a week, if you have 2 weeks, then take a big chunk of that to do your organising. Wonderful. You could get an organiser in to start that process, and then once you're a day or 2 in, they can come and boost your morale and give you a few more tips, and or you can get them on the phone and get a bit of support. The other thing is that if you simply cannot get a big chunk of time, it might be that you set aside 1 month or 2 months, and that is your declutter time. I remember when I moved house, I recently moved house, and it was a 400-kilometre move, which I've made twice in the last 12 months. And I took a lot of things with me the first time that I wasn't going to bring back down. And so there was a lot of decluttering doing in the process of packing to move, and that's a really opportune time to do your decluttering while you're packing boxes, if you have that opportunity, if you can set that time aside. If you can't set a chunk of time aside for that big event organised session, then there are things that you can do. For example, I would certainly suggest that you hit one room at a time. Now, it's still going to be handy if you can do the Marie Kondo thing of trying to sort everything of one category at once. So if you're sorting clothing, sort all the clothing from the whole house at once. Anything that might be kept for a rainy day in the boot of the car, or the second-hand clothing from the closet that needs to be sorted or is being kept for another day for children to grow into them, etc. Just grab all of those clothes at once. So I still recommend, if you can't get a big chunk of time, do aim to address one category at a time. And if you find later on in the process you missed something from an earlier category, don't beat yourself up. There are ways to manage that. The other suggestion that's handy is just always have places to put items that you are willing to discard. So maybe on a coat hanger in each wardrobe, have a plastic bag, so that as somebody grows out of an outfit or decides that they just never wear, or realise that they never wear that outfit, then it can go straight in that bag, and maybe once every 2 months you just go around and collect up the bags and deliver them to your local op shop. What other suggestions? Look, I would just say motivate yourself. If you can't do a big chunk of time, motivate yourself by removing items from one room, and maybe start with the easiest room. It might be the living room. If you have a spare room, it might be that room. Remove everything from that or everything that you don't wish to keep, and set it up in a way that supports your new ideal lifestyle. So, you know, you're going to pick the lifestyle and the systems that are going to really unveil the true you. So I would suggest that you do that. Have a room that becomes a blank slate that you can turn into something that represents your organising success going forward, and that can be a place to re-energise, to refocus, so that you are much more motivated and energised to go forward. So I really want to encourage you. It doesn't have to be black and white. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be every bedroom on the same day. It doesn't even have to be one room all on the same day. But do have a think about what works best for you. And if you feel anxiety when you hear this message, the items that I've spoken that bring anxiety might be an indicator of what doesn't work for you, and you can follow that up by looking a bit of self-reflection to discover, well, what will work for me. If that doesn't work for me, what will work for me? So I really want to encourage you, and there's no time like now to get in and organise your spaces, your systems, and just unveil the true you so that you can have the best life moving forward. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to share, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.